All right, I'm on the phone with Maine Maritime Academy head men's basketball coach David Muchnick. And Coach, not the way you wanted to start the season off, a loss, but a good game against USM.
Yeah, I don't even know if I call it a good game or not.
I was being optimistic.
Yeah, what's that?
I was being optimistic. I was looking on the bright side.
I appreciate it. Disappointing would be the only word I could describe it as. And we're not going to be the most talented team in a lot of games we play, but we have to play harder than the other team. We have to play more cohesive than the other team. And it was a disappointing first game for us. I think one of the things that the USM did to us right off the bat is they made a few shots early, and we got down in a little bit of a hole, and then we start trusting what it is that we do, and we kind of go into hero mode, so to speak, and that's not our style. And credit to our guys this week, because we've for lack of a better word, we've really beat them up pretty good in practice the last couple of days. We've had a lot of competitive drills, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, anything that we could think of, to get our guys to realize that, when the lights are on and the game is for real, that we have to play a certain way for us to be successful. And Saturday night wasn't it. And I expect a good carryover this weekend down in New York. And credit to our guys the last couple of days, because those were two of the harder practices that you'll see anywhere in the country at any level. We have a Division I assistant, Jaron Ship, who played at Arizona State for 4 years, and two of his other brothers played in the Pac-10 at UCLA and Cal, and he's coming into the office after practice Monday and after practice yesterday and said, Coach, that's the two hardest practices I've ever seen at any level, and I've never seen guys that competed as hard as our guys did in practice the last 2 days. So when I hear that, my eyes get open, and then I know we've learned the lesson of how we need to play. But Saturday night wasn't it, and hopefully we can take the lessons from the last couple of days of practice and really start to apply it on another team in a different color uniform.
All right, so you're going to New York. You're at SUNY Maritime on the 21st.
Yes.
And then at the Merchant Marine on the 22nd. And I know, much like last year, you've got you're looking at this not only as two basketball games, but as team building and really a chance to expose the young men to New York City.
No question. Last year we. For those listeners who didn't remember from last year, we took the guys last year to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. We took them to Rockefeller Center and Times Square and exposed them to some really cool cultural things and educational things too. I mean, it was the first time that everybody in our program but one had been in a real museum before, so that was really cool. And so this year we're going to take our guys down to Ground Zero and the World Trade Center Memorial, and obviously, reflect on what's happened there, several years ago, and then also we're going to take our guys to Little Italy. We've got a reservation in the city on Saturday night for the original Vincent's restaurant, which is one of the famous restaurants in Little Italy down in Lower Manhattan. So. We'll expose our guys to some cultural and educational things while we're down there, but it's also team building, like you said, Chris, in the sense that, we're not taking a coach bus. We're going to take two vans.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to really, and our guys are very, very close off the court. We really do have a family atmosphere, on and off the court. And, but with two vans and we have a couple of big guys, Chris. There's not a lot of leg room back there, but, it also allows our guys to really be in close quarters and tight quarters, and that's where you get a lot of good conversations. You get singing to the music. You get some things that you don't normally get in a big coach bus spread out amongst just 15, 16 people. So it's going to be a really nice trip. We're looking forward to it, and also playing two good opponents down there in SUNY Maritime and the Merchant Marine Academy, two institutions that are preparing their students, their graduates, for the same type of professions and employment that our institution is focused on preparing our students and our graduates for. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a great trip, and a trip to ground zero, especially in light of everything that happened in Paris this past last weekend. I mean, it just really, if that doesn't resonate with the young men, I mean, nothing will, and I know it will.
No question. And you think about the freshmen in our program. They're 18 years old. A lot of them were born in 1996 and 97, 98. Those kids are 3, 4, 5 years old when the World Trade Center attacks happened, and I was a freshman in college at the time, and I remember where I was as your generation, Chris, remembers where you were when JFK got shot. And
no, I'm not that old. When JFK got shot, I was only 3 years old. Come on.
Chris, my sincerest apologies. I'll say my parents' generation. How about that? But it's one of those things that I remember where I was, and you forget sometimes as still young as I am in this profession, I still consider myself to be a puppy. But I still have 13, 14 years on a few of these guys. And, when the World Trade Center happened, that's a really tragic time, obviously, for not only our country, but, myself as a New Yorker. And I had friends of mine who lost parents and lost, uncles and aunts and friends of the family. And being as close as I was to where the World Trade Center is when I grew up, this is something that means a lot to me, obviously, but also to the history of our country, and also to a couple of our graduates that are in the armed forces right now, basketball alumni and Maine Maritime alumni, and maybe a couple of our players soon to be after they graduate. So it'll be a special trip. It'll be a nice trip for the guys, and also to see what's been now erected in Lower Manhattan with the new World Trade Center building. It's a spectacular building. To be honest, I haven't been down there since it's opened and been brand new and built up, and I'm looking forward to it selfishly as well. But we'll have a nice trip with the guys, and again, it's going to be a good trip from a family atmosphere and from an educational component, and then hopefully coming back to Castine with 2 wins, to enjoy the turkey dinner and Thanksgiving, and obviously to be thankful for friends and family and all the blessings we have as a program and as individuals with the family.
All right, sounds great. Have a good trip. Hopefully everyone will keep their elbows in the vans, and everyone won't get on each other's nerves. And we look forward to chatting with you next Wednesday.
Hey, we have an extra spot in the van, Chris. If you want to come join us, you're more than welcome.
No, you'll probably want me to drive, and then you think I'm so old that you won't let me drive at night.
You're on to me, Chris. Thanks a lot.
All right, Coach. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.